COPWATCH, policing the police every single day. And doing what the Charlotte County Sun newspaper and local TV stations won't do every single day.
Sheets versus William Garrett Snow, case number 20-DR 31163. An order setting hearing against stalking was issued. The petitioner is present with attorney Ashley Adams. The respondent is also present.
All right, then if the parties could raise your right hands and be sworn. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And your name, sir?
Andrew Sheets.
And your name?
William Snow.
All right. Counsel, do you want to give an opening statement or just go ahead and proceed with questioning?
Your Honor, I will proceed with questioning. Is it okay if I take it?
Yes.
Thank you. Could you please state your full name and spell your last name for the record, sir?
Andrew Sheets, S-H-E-E-T-S.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Sheets?
I own a cleaning company.
Do you know the respondent in this case, Mr. Sheets?
Yes, I do.
And how do you know him?
From him harassing a man named Ian McGuire.
And how do you know Mr. McGuire?
He lived in Charlotte County.
Do you know him from any other interactions?
Yes, I unfortunately met him at the Naples Pier.
Mr. McGuire.
Oh, Mr. McGuire. Yes, I knew him from different investigations he did out there.
When is the first time that you interacted in person with Mr. Trump?
Naples Pier.
And what exactly were you doing at Naples Pier?
The Naples Pier, I was doing a story on open carry fishing, and that's when I found him there. He started interacting with me and harassing me. I asked him to stop. He wouldn't stop. I literally had to go down to the police officer and ask him what should I do, and he said ask him to cease and desist. I did that. Then he also told me too that I should do that and email and text message as another way to verify it, which I did do later.
Okay, let's take a couple steps back. You said it's harassing you, obviously, that's what we say. Do you want to explain to the court exactly what's going on?
When I first entered the pier, he was right there at the beginning of the pier. I was there with a group at Florida Ferry doing open carry fishing to fight for our Second Amendment rights. And he started interacting with me, started harassing me, following me, and then he wouldn't stop, so I would have to go to another area talking to other people, and he would follow me over to that, because I'm there. I'm a reporter for Charlotte County COPWATCH for 8 years. I run that up there, and so I was there to get a story and to participate. And everywhere I would go to another spot to talk to somebody to find out what their opinion was of what was happening that day, he would go there and start harassing me again, even after I asked him to stop and cease and desist. Then he was also, in my opinion, trying to incite there. He was literally telling people that I was talking to that I told people to kill cops, and that is not true. It just... For everybody there, it was halfway good turnout and halfway bad turnout because he blew it up. Like I said, in the end, I did have to talk to Naples policeman at the end of the pier on what I should do, and even he at that time suggested that we should possibly all get together and file stalking charge on him. I did not know you could file a group stalking charge.
And what date is this open carry fishing event happen?
That was back in December 1st, 2019.
And you stated that you requested cease and desist in person, by email, phone, or just...
Yeah, by phone, on text, which he responded to both.
And said he responded to both the email and the text.
Yes, I did. Yes, he did.
Okay, but the first time you actually interacted with, if you don't mind, Counsel, Mr. Snow, you were at an event, a rally, and he came up to you. That's the first time you ever saw him.
In person, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had he previously corresponded with you by text or email?
Actually, honestly, now that this has went to court, she didn't have to go back and look at all the times and videos and that he's made about me. And yes, it actually, you are correct, started before that, December. I forgot all about that. So yes, he was already making videos about me before that, approximately like June or October time. And I never met him before that. I just knew him from harassing another guy that I knew that was up there in Charlotte County. And
Was that person also a reporter?
He was, sadly, he went to the dark side, if you can say that. But yeah, he did stories on corruption up there. Yes, you are correct.
Okay, but you're saying open carry, what's that third word you're using?
Open carry fishing. So
Fishing, like
there's
fish.
Florida law that you can actually open carry your weapon when you're hunting, camping, or fishing.
I see. Okay. I just didn't catch
Correct.
that last part. Okay. Okay, so you're there and you're a proponent of that.
Yes, I'm a proponent and I'm a journalist also at the same time doing the story. You are correct.
Okay. All right. Okay, Counselor, go ahead then.
Thank you. And you said that there was video prior to you actually meeting him in person. What platforms were these videos?
The videos were on YouTube and Facebook. He used to have another YouTube channel that was taken down, so a lot of those videos are gone. I didn't know that it was going to ever get to this point where I'm spending money to take him to court, but it's just gotten out of hand. So yes, on Facebook and YouTube.
And did you keep a copy of the email that you sent Mr. Snow as well as his response to the email?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, for the record, I am showing...
Could you show it to Mr. Snow first?
Respondent what has been marked as Exhibit 1. Mr. Chief, what did I just hand you?
You just handed me the email that I sent to Gary Snow, William Snow.
And how did you know that?
Because that is his email. He contacted me long ago, and so yes, I have his email.
In addition to the email you sent, is there anything else you sent in
Just this email. Him responding, and a picture of me talking to the cop that I talked to about, how do I stop this? And he says, thank you and have a good day. I can. So do you want me to read what he said? Okay. All right.
Yes, and this was the date in Naples. The picture is the date in Naples?
Yeah, that was after Naples, like maybe a day or two after that, correct?
Okay, but the picture was taken in
Yes.
Naples?
Yes.
During your first encounter with him?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Chief, who took that photograph?
Gary Snow, William Snow.
After you sent the email to Mr. Snow requesting that he cease and desist, did he stop?
He did not.
Tell me what happened next, sir.
He took my information, and there's other information from what they call so-called auditors that hold the government accountable, police and the government. He took all of our information with our picture all over Southwest Florida to the police, the sheriff, and the government, and basically told them what we're doing is somehow wrong. Just we're doing stories on corruption. And he said, so we're doing something wrong. Here's all of our information, and like we're criminals. literally did this all over Southwest Florida, and he made videos about it. Some of the videos are still up.
And of the videos on Mr. Snow's YouTube page, how many of them are about you?
So, yes, when we got ready for this, I did count, yes, on YouTube and Facebook. Like I said, one of his YouTube channels was taken down, so I don't know how many were on there. But the total that I just counted were 21. Yes, there is.
And what is the content of that particular video?
So that's the content of the video is that's when me and my wife really started getting freaked out. We never knew what his truck was or his car was. We do now. And he made a video where he went to a neighbor that lives directly behind me, and in my opinion was trying to incite him by telling him stuff that supposedly about me, and then my neighbor was telling him stuff about me, which much of it was not true at all. And he knows that I have cameras everywhere, and he went out in front of the cameras. I document everything. Doing what I do, I have to have a lot of cameras at the house because it's controversial. So he went out right in front of the camera. He made a video. You know, of course, my cameras caught it. And so that's when we knew he was there, and that's when he posted the video on YouTube. And in my opinion, he's trying to incite my neighbors into doing who knows what, which is very sad because our neighborhood was, you know, pretty fine and decent until that point.
Okay.
What was the date that Mr. Snow was out of your home?
I don't got my paperwork.
Was seeing something you remember?
Yes. May 9th, 2020. May I answer that? So now that we know the different vehicles he has, I believe he's a fiber optic tech. He's got a truck with a boom on it. He's got a trailer behind him. Now that I know that that's his vehicle, I know I saw that in our neighborhood multiple times. I just didn't know it was him. I knew something was wrong because I knew it was a fiber truck. We don't have fiber in our neighborhood. And then when I found it was him, I knew it was him. And then, of course, now we know we have a picture of his other car, which I've seen in the neighborhood. So, you know, who knows how many times now.
All right, after Mr. Snow came to your home and was speaking to your neighbor on video, did you see anything that would give you cause of caution after that?
Yes. So, what gave me caution after that is I saw on his Facebook page that he posted a video where he's out somewhere here in Florida and there was a big giant pond of gators. He was talking about how this is where you go to, if anybody wants to get rid of a dead body, this is where you do it. And sorry.
Your Honor, may I actually respond to Exhibit 2?
Yes, and we'll go ahead, and the other exhibit, we'll mark it as 1.
Yes.
Your Honor, for the record, I have shown that responding to Exhibit 2. Mr. Sheets, what did I just hand you as Exhibit 2?
You handed me a screen grab of the video that he made where he talks about this is where you go to get rid of a dead body.
And what is the date for that video?
The date is May 19th at 9:20 a.m.
Your Honor, may I approach Exhibit 2?
Yes. All right.
After seeing that video, what were your feelings?
That this is getting way out of control, way out of hand. Like I said, my wife was nervous. She's just a tiny little Filipino, 4'9", and that we had to do
Did you see Mr. Snow again after the incident on the Naples Pier?
Yes, I did.
When did you see him?
He's arrested. My memory's not good. Oh, I apologize. It's been a stressful day. I was at Punta Gorda. There was a George Floyd protest, and up until that time, I really couldn't post anything that I do. I do have followers, and I couldn't post anything for the fear that he would show up and stalk and harass me again and possibly incite. And on that George Floyd protest, it was unbelievable. I saw him. I tried to avoid him. He saw me. Then he ran over towards me, and I couldn't believe what was happening. He was trying. This protest was a decent size, 1,000 people. He was trying to incite. He was running around telling the people that I posted a picture of his daughter, and I gave them the address and told them, you know what you need to do, which is outrageous. I did not say that. He's basically insinuating to the people there, I told people to go rape his daughter, which is just nuts. I did not say that. So I kept trying to get away from him. In the end, I had to go to the Charlotte County Sheriff deputies to please ask them to help me stop him. I asked them to cease and desist multiple times that day, and I asked the deputies if you can please help him to cease and desist, which I told him before multiple times. And after that, he did kind of mellow down, and then after that, he just followed me for a little bit and broke off.
Did you post Mr. Snow's address?
Yes, I did. From what I found out from public information, in the end, there's many people that he is sadly harassed and stalked all the way from Chicago down to here. We finally realized that when he called me.
Why did you post Mr. Snow's address?
The reason why, which was public information, is because there's other people that he has harassed, like me, that have been looking for his address to possibly file a defamation, slander, and or stalking against him. Nobody could find his address until we realized the phone number he used to call me is in his wife's name, and under white pages, we found his address.
Okay, so you posted this address so that other people would be able to serve him with a lawsuit.
That is correct.
During from December 1st until you saw the respondent you were at the George Floyd protest, were there videos posted about you on his Facebook and YouTube page?
Yes, there was.
And do you recall the date of the protest for George Floyd?
I would have. Is there a time?
Would your petition that you filed where this case refresh your recollection?
Yes, it would. All right, June 5th, 2020.
I'm sorry, what happened on June 5th?
That was the day of the protest. Where
Okay.
everything happened.
You stated previously to the court that the respondent, Mr. Snow, was adjacent to your home on May 9th, 2020. Is that the only time that the respondent has been to your home?
No. Like I said, I don't have the exact dates, but now that we know the truck, I didn't save those videos because I didn't know it was him, but I knew that we didn't have fiber optics. Why would it be there? But there was another date on June 27, 2020. There was a rally for supporting the police in Punta Gorda, And they were fully documenting it on the different groups that were doing that. They were fully documenting, with live stickers, live stream. And so, he was there, I was not there, I didn't want to go there. So we knew he was there, we knew what he was wearing, we know his tattoos, and later that day, unbeknownst to my wife, I came home, I found flyers all over my front yard. And I said, did you know about this? And she said, no. And that's when I went on to the video cameras, which he knows I have cameras everywhere, and that I document everything. If it's not right, I'm going to document it. Because like I said, what I do is slightly controversial. So sure enough, that's when he saw the silver Kia Sorento, I believe, driving by, throwing flyers on my front lawn. And we could tell by the shirt, a black shirt, that's what he wore that day. You could tell by the tattoos on his arm that was Gary Snow. And I found out from somebody else that he is also harassed, that yes, that is his car and license plate.
So you have the license plate information on the Kia Sorento?
Yes.
For the record, Your Honor, I'm showing the respondent exhibits 3, 4, and 5.
There you go, sir.
Papers being thrown onto my lawn. I see a gray Sorento, Kia Sorento. I see, like I stated before, a man with a black T-shirt and a tattoo that I am sadly aware of, that I know who has. And like I said, we have evidence from the different sites that we're covering it that day.
I'm showing you now Exhibit 4. What exactly is Exhibit 4?
So Exhibit 4 is the flyer that I threw a bunch of them on my yard, which are full of a lot of defamation and slander.
So did you find these flyers in the same location that appeared on Exhibit 3?
Yes, I did.
Exhibit 5. What is Exhibit 5, Mr. Chief?
Exhibit 5 is a friend of mine that he also harassed. Did get the information, the tag, because they were being chased one day and they got his tag, and I don't know who they got it from, but somebody was able to find somebody to run their tag, and that is Gary Snow's tag, and or his wife's tag.
And the tag is for what kind of automobile?
2016 Kia Sorento.
All right. Now, on this picture, number 3, I mean, I see the car that was described, I see an arm, and I see some flyers, but all this wording, who put that on there?
Your Honor, Mr. Chief placed that on the photo. The actual photo is a screenshot of the actual surveillance video.
Okay.
The wording was not originally on the photo.
Okay, but was the wording put up here and posted on some format?
Yes, it was.
Okay, and then there appears to be a photograph that says Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL, and then it says tyranny. Was that also posted?
Correct.
And it looks like there's a mustache?
Correct.
Okay, so this was something you posted?
Correct.
Okay?
And can you explain to the court exactly why you posted the screenshot of the video of these flyers being left in front of your house?
To let other people know what's going on, and honestly, for a long time here, I do believe he has been helping PUNTA, GORDA, police, and the sheriff. I did a records request to see if his name is in their database, and they wanted $500, and they said it's in there 1,000 times. So.
Okay, do you have any evidence that Mr. Snow is helping police with their police?
No, I do not. I did not pay to get those records.
Okay.
When you say helping them, I'm missing something. And are you running for sheriff?
I am now. You are correct.
Okay, because I just was looking at this sheet. Okay. So your you can, okay.
Although you have no evidence that he is working with the Charlotte County Police Department, this particular petition is about Mr. Snow and yourself.
That is correct.
Do you feel individually threatened by Mr. Snow?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let's focus on that. Why do you feel threatened by Mr. Snow?
Like I said, I did not even know this guy a year ago, and then sadly he just started making videos about me. Then he would find me in person and just started harassing, and then like I said, it escalated. There's a video talking about where to throw a dead body, videos online. I will be honest, I documented it all with Facebook and YouTube videos too, that I am reporting on what he's doing to me and other auditors. And then, like I said, been coming by the house multiple times now, and then possibly trying to incite my neighbor and just really freak us out. And then the last one is he just posted a video on how to kill a Black Lives member, BLM. And I think that's when me and the wife said, forget it, we got to get a lawyer.
Okay. All right. Now.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Do you want to question him, or do you just want to testify?
I was served this paperwork on the 28th, which was roughly 6 days ago. And so to get prepared, I've put some things together. I'm not a lawyer myself.
All right.
But I would like to defend myself.
All right.
Like I said, she's handing me things with Exhibit A, Exhibit B. I don't know the procedure on how that goes. I just did bring a lot of things, and I kind of wanted to focus basically on his claims in the injunction and maybe go through one by one. If I have to put Exhibit 1 and ask them if this is correct and then hand it to you, if that's the procedure that needs to be done, then I will do that. But I would like to at least defend basically what is in, his claims on the injunction. I would like to start out first stating that my name is William Garrett Snow. I am a community activist, father. I have a full-time job. I am an avid police supporter. I do originally reside born and raised in the Chicago area, and moved to Florida several years ago. Roughly 2 years ago to this date, I attended a funeral service at the Hertz Arena for Officer Adam Jobbers Miller, Fort Myers Police Department officer that was killed in the line of duty. I was made aware through a mutual friend, Bob Valenta, that a COPWATCH individual, somebody who likes to go out and film police, to hold them accountable, to collect content for their YouTube or whatever social media platform they use. I was made aware that a COPWATCH individual did show up to the funeral and was conducting their COPWATCH activities. I reviewed the videos and found out that Mr. Sheets was the COPWATCH individual. He stated it today that he's been doing COPWATCH for about 8 years now. He's a freelance investigative journalist for himself. He does not publish anything to any public forums besides his own YouTube channels or social media websites. I was somewhat taken back that the audacity of a COPWATCH individual would go to the funeral and start questioning police officers at the funeral for a fallen officer. I didn't do anything about that. I wasn't aware of First Amendment auditors. I knew about COPWATCH, but what I found out later is that Andrew Sheets was associated with an individual in Charlotte County by the name of Ian McGuire. And I took it upon myself as an activist who supports our law enforcement that I too have the ability to be an investigative journalist. I have a YouTube channel, I have a Facebook page, I have a Chicago Code Blue Facebook page that has 113,000 followers on it. So I too have the right as a freelance journalist to go out and collect data and post it as I see fit under the First Amendment, our First Amendment rights in the Constitution.
Well, what exactly is a First Amendment auditor?
A First Amendment auditor, if you don't mind me reading, this is the actual form that I printed out. I guess this will be Exhibit 1.
Okay.
Exhibit 2. First Amendment auditors is a
I mean, you're both referring to it, so I just kind of want to know generally what it's...
A First Amendment auditor basically is somebody who likes to, they say that they want to hold the government accountable by filming, which falls under your First Amendment right. So they do like to go to government buildings, police stations, post offices, anything that the taxpayers' money is used to fund.
Okay.
And they like to film. And if a police officer or somebody tries to infringe upon their First Amendment right, that means that they failed the audit. And they'll either file a lawsuit or they will post the video to their social media platforms. I was made aware of these First Amendment auditors, and mostly it's basically them going out and harassing police officers, harassing government officials, trying to provoke a reaction for their YouTube content. A lot of these First Amendment auditors do this for a living and ask people to donate to multiple fundraisings, Patreon, PayPal, certain things. So I took it upon myself. I thought as my civic duty, which these First Amendment auditors believe that it's their civic duty to hold our government officials accountable. A lot of these First Amendment auditors don't go by their first name in these videos, and if a police officer asks them, what is your name? Because they do go to places like the TSA line at the airport, which is very suspicious. They go to the post office, which is very suspicious. And if the police are called, sometimes they will not say who their name is. They'll stay quiet. It's their right, to not give them. They're not breaking the law. I've never said that they were breaking the law. I never said what they're doing was against the law. I just don't agree with it.
And I'm sorry, you said something, if something happens, then they say they failed the audit.
Yes.
What happens?
If a police officer places them in custody, usually some of these gentlemen will be arrested for disorderly conduct.
Okay.
And basically, I was just made aware of these individuals. A lot of these guys do not support law enforcement in general.
Okay.
And I was made aware of several local First Amendment auditors, and by watching their YouTube channels and watching them visit certain counties and, not being arrested. Sometimes they were arrested. So I thought as a response, something that I could do as an advocate who supports our law enforcement is go to these government facilities, go to these police stations, and pass out a flyer, which is just, it says notice of First Amendment auditors, and they might audit your location. It just basically describes the step-by-step procedure that they go through. Like step 1, venture into public places while filming is technically legal, but it's also out of the ordinary. This purpose, it just kind of explains their method of operation as far as what they do.
Okay, and this is just your perception, something.
This is something that I got off the internet. There's a lot of articles about First Amendment auditors. Basically, what they want to do is they want to make the government officials know that they have the right to publicly film in their facility. And all I did was just jump the gun and let them know that, yes, they do have the right to publicly film, but just be aware that they're going to come, and if they act suspicious, they're, more than likely conducting an audit.
Okay.
And this is what they're doing.
The photographs on the other page.
Photographs are of the local First Amendment auditors that I was made aware of. Some of these individuals live in Arcadia, Largo.
Where did you get those pictures?
This is all public records. Mostly, some of these I got from their arrest reports while they were arrested for disorderly conduct while conducting their First Amendment audits. Andrew Bryant Sheets is on this piece of paper.
Do you get those off YouTube or any?
This is all of his address and everything. Andrew states his own address in his own YouTube videos, states his own names. I can pull up videos of Andrew stating his own address in his own YouTube videos. He just recently, when he went to file for this injunction, stated his own address and his own phone number. Andrew, if you just put his name in, all his information comes up. Andrew is a public figure. Andrew is officially a candidate for Charlotte County Sheriff. He is running for sheriff in Charlotte County. So his information is readily available, his phone number, his business, it's all Google. All this information, I did not have to pay for it. This was just all regular information available online that I put together and I exclusively passed out to government facilities. County tax collectors, DMVs, post offices. These individuals like to go to libraries. They like to go to, like I said, the TSA. The biggest thing was the TSA. A lot of the security were kind of caught off guard, and I just wanted them to be aware that if anything did happen, since these individuals don't like to give their name, that this is public information, and if something did occur, that this is who they are, and this is basically why they're there and what they're doing.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. I still have two more cases, so it's, did you want to look at this? You're okay with it? Okay. Okay, so then this will be 1 and 2. All right.
So on that sheet, you can see that on the back I did put my name and phone number.
Okay.
And I had all that stuff. Andrew did repost. Andrew did get a copy of that form and letter via a public records request, which means that I did not publicly post any of that information online. Nobody's address, nobody's phone number, nobody's information was ever posted on any social media platform that I had. Andrew did post that information via a public records request. And
did he serve the public records request on you?
No, since that was turned into a police station or a government building, Andrew did a public records request for that document. Because I did a video pretty much stating what I was doing. I said I'm passing out this information because of what I just explained to you. And Andrew reposted that information, that sheet. He scratched out all the information, but left my phone number and my name, and told his viewers that if you want to contact Gary Snow, William Snow, this is his phone number, and you should.
You have a copy of that posting? And did he post the pictures or just...
Andrew posted the pictures. You have to excuse me. I only had 6 days to prepare. I have it, it's just not in front of me. I'm sorry. Like I said, I wasn't prepared. But basically,
I had more testimony. That's okay.
but basically, that is what I did. That was my first interaction. This was my first, something being proactive as far as going out and trying to support our law enforcement and letting them be aware of individuals like Andrew Sheets, who has self-proclaimed himself to be a COPWATCH First Amendment auditor.
And then, as you proposed, why don't we go through the injunction, item by item, because you said you wanted to address it, and that
Yes,
is
ma'am.
the focus of the...
Yes, ma'am. So, basically, it starts out, the respondent, Wingo Snow, has continued to harass Andrew Sheets. The continued unwanted threatening communication from the respondent has occurred in person and in public events. This officially is the third time that I've ever met Andrew Sheets in person. This is the first time that it was a scheduled meeting. The other two times were just by chance.
Okay.
Although the contact was made from the petitioner, although contact was made from the respondent to petitioner prior to December 1st, which is the first interaction that we had at the Naples Pier, I did reach out to Andrew. Andrew was involved with a case with Ian McGuire, the First Amendment auditor, who is currently in federal custody right now for stalking and harassing an individual, a Charlotte County resident. He was arrested. He was served an injunction, was arrested for not following through with the turning in your firearms, and the FBI raided his house because they were doing a federal investigation into cyber stalking via the United States Postal Service. Ian McGuire has been in jail for over a year now, and just recently was transferred from county to federal facility. And I reached out to Andrew because I did go to and meet Ian McGuire in public. He was going to a farmer's market in Punta Gorda. This is where he met the individual that filed the injunction on him. And what I did is basically I turned it around on these First Amendment auditors and I audited them. So they say that when you're in public, you don't have a right to privacy, that you can be filmed no matter what. So I went and I filmed Ian McGuire. And I asked him, what makes you want to be a First Amendment auditor, and why do you hate cops so much? And I filmed Ian in public, in a public place, and Ian didn't like that. A week or so after that, he was served the injunction, and I met the woman, the older lady, Gail Whitesill, at the farmer's market, and she had asked me, since I was the only one that actually kind of stood up to Ian McGuire, because he'd left the farmer's market that day when I was filming him, if I would go to court and make sure that Ian didn't film her at court, which he did. I went to every court case that they had in Charlotte County, and Gail was there, and Ian came and tried to film Gail. She had to get separated into a private room, and I interacted with Ian. I gave him that content that he wanted. Ian did try to file a stalking injunction on me, and it was declined because they didn't have my address. But this was, I didn't know if Ian tried to file a stalking injunction on me. I thought it was kind of odd that somebody who advocates for your First Amendment, who say that when you're in public you have the right to film in public, when I film them in public, they consider that stalking.
So that injunction just never got processed?
Never processed. I never got it. I never got a summons. It was dismissed.
Okay.
And now, again, Ian McGuire is serving time in a federal prison right now for stalking, harassing, cyber stalking via the United States Postal Service. So I was made aware that these are two basic individuals in Charlotte County that are the First Amendment auditors in that area. So I called Andrew around September 25th of 2019. I have the video here with me calling him and leaving a message. Andrew posted this. This would be Exhibit 3. This is on one of Andrew's YouTube channels called My Nightmare Neighbors. My Nightmare Neighbors has 8,345 videos on it. This is one of the many YouTube channels that Mr. Sheets has, and I did reach out to him. I left a voicemail concerning some information about the case. There was 2 people involved, Brent Osborne and E. McGuire. Brent Osborne was released, took a plea deal. And Andrew was very involved with the case. He was part of the case. He was a witness to the case because they were going back and forth. I reached out to Andrew and cordially asked him if he knew about any information about Brent Osborne. And I left a voicemail, and that was it.
So what, do you have it?
I have the recording right here.
Can you play it?
Yes, ma'am.
This was in September?
This is, Andrew posted this September 25th, 2019, with the heading, Cop Sucker. They refer to somebody who supports the police as cop suckers. It's a derogatory term for an advocate. Cop sucker Gary Snow called COPWATCH about fake auditor Ian McGuire and Brent Osborne.
So you left him a message and he posted something?
Yes, I called.
Yesterday, Tuesday, September 24th.
September 24th.
29 p.m. from 70844666108. Duration 25 seconds.
Hey Andrew, this is Gary. So, I had a question for you about Brent Osborne, but his case being dropped. Would you mind giving me a call back? Phone number is 708-446-6108. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And your message to erase it.
Hey, Sharon, I'm just charging how much I got an interest in, and honestly shocked you called yesterday from
It can go on. He's going to start saying.
Okay, you can pause that for just a moment. Let me just see. What are we doing? Did they reach an agreement? So I don't need to do anything?
I'm sure they're going to want to record, especially the without prejudice parts.
Okay. Do you mind if we pause this for just one moment? Do we have them? You want to call them in? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. There we go.
So I would like to ask Andrew if this is his post on September 25th.
You could show it to council.
Post this stating that I did call. I'd like to enter that as exhibit. Also would like to enter the YouTube channel, My Nightmare Neighbors, which shows he has 8,345 videos.
Okay, did he answer the question?
He has not. I was explaining to him exactly why we were then asking that, so then he can ask the question again.
Okay, could you?
So, I mean, do you acknowledge that this is what you posted, Andrew?
Okay.
And that was my phone call, and that I did call and leave a message with you?
Yeah.
And that you did refer to me as a cop sucker, Gary Snow, September 25th?
Yes.
Okay, if the
Thank
bailiff
you.
could hand that to me, please. Okay. All right, so this will be number 3. And who's in these photographs? Who are these photographs?
That's the screenshot of his YouTube channel right here of the post.
But do you know who these people are?
That's me. All 3 of those are me. He posted those pictures of me.
Okay.
Those are all me. It's Sheriff Mike Williams in Jacksonville.
Okay. You look different, that's why I was...
I grew a beard.
Okay.
I was a little bit thinner, or maybe heavier.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so these pictures are all you.
Yes, those are all me.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm trying to get to is that they said we had previous contact before December 1st. He stated that I posted 14 things to my YouTube on November 26th of 2019 on his YouTube channel. Again, Andrew posted fascist Gary Snow harassing auditors that are holding our government accountable. So this is him. Again, on November 26th, posting a video about me confronting people like Ian McGuire. I did confront some of the other individuals that were on that flyer that I passed out. They were doing a live feed in Fort Myers, and I was able to find them and audit them. So people were aware that I was somebody that would audit the auditors. And eventually people did ask me, hey, do you mind looking into Andrew Sheets, because some of his conduct in Charlotte County has some of the citizens kind of scared, and we would like for you to audit Andrew Sheets. So on November 26th, I don't know where we're at now. He posted a video, fascist Gary Snow harassing auditors that are holding our government accountable. I'd like to look at that.
Are the videos just him talking, or is the video showing you? Or
Yeah, the video shows, he usually will take a video clip from my YouTube channel and repost it and give his rebuttal to,
Okay.
I can download all of his videos, but he has 8,000 videos on just this one channel. He has several other YouTube channels. Did you, Andrew, post this on November 26th,
Okay.
calling me a fascist, Gary Snow harassing auditors?
Yes.
This is before we ever met.
Okay. And let me just ask, because this is all new to me. When it says fake auditor Ian McGuire, why would he call Ian McGuire?
Because him and Ian actually were First Amendment auditors. They were friends. I can pull up trespass warrants where they both have trespass warrants from Charlotte County where they work together.
But why would he call him a fake auditor?
Because they got into a dispute, and I guess they turned on each other. Ian McGuire started to doing some very malicious things to Andrew, sending people to his house and certain things like that. So they pretty much had a dispute between each other. Andrew did not like Ian McGuire. Ian McGuire did not like Andrew.
Okay.
So that's basically. So Exhibit 6, again on November 29th, he posted another video to My Nightmare Neighbors where he says, white racist cop-sucking fascist Gary Snow is stalking and threatening patriot auditors. So again, me going out and expressing my First Amendment right and filming people in public. Andrew posted on November 29th another post calling me a white racist cop-sucking fascist.
Okay.
What number exhibit is that?
He agrees that he posted this one as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So number 6 will be admitted.
And then on November 30th, the following day, on the same channel, He posted, "White racist, cop-sucking, fascist Gary Snow is threatening and stalking COPWATCH and auditors again." He reposted a video of me. This is again before we have ever met. He's posting these videos.
All right, that'll be number 7, admitted into evidence.
And then finally on December 1st, he did post the video of Gary Snow informed to cease and desist stalking, defamation, and threats of violence at an open carry event. This is our first interaction.
That was the incident at the pier?
Yes, that's the day, that's the first day. And he did send me an email. I acknowledged it. We were at the event. I showed up to that event much earlier. I knew who who was holding the event. His YouTube name is Solo Yacker. And I'm an avid supporter of my Second Amendment and support the right to be out there. I'm also a freelance journalist and wanted to go out there and record and document this event. I actually went out there early. I called the Charlotte County Sheriff's, I called the Collier County Sheriff's Department and let them be aware of that. There's going to be some people at the pier carrying their, AR-15s. They're going to be open carrying. That it's totally lawful. I just don't want you to get inundated with a bunch of phone calls about, hey, there's a bunch of people at the Naples Pier with firearms.
Okay, so you were there in support of that group. I
was there in support of that. There's videos of the gentleman who held that event, came up, shook my hand, said, "Thanks for being out here. Welcomed me to be there."
Okay.
I didn't know Andrew Sheets was going to be there, but when I did see Andrew Sheets, I did have some questions for him. This is the first time that I ever met him since I was aware of him attending the funeral for Officer Adam Jobbers Miller. And also after looking at a lot of his videos online, Andrew does refer to fallen police officers as planted freedom. When an officer dies in the line of duty, Andrew refers to it as their body being planted into the ground is an act of freedom, and that officer cannot conduct any more assaults on any citizens in their community. So I had questions, and he was also at this time, December 1st, advocating that he was going to be a candidate for Charlotte County Sheriff. So as a public figure, as a freelance journalist, I wanted to ask Andrew what he actually meant by stating that freedom is planted when a police officer is killed in the line of duty. I had several questions for Andrew. So the police were already out there during that event. I actually talked to him before everybody showed up. I think the event started at noon. And I not only questioned him, I questioned a couple other people that were at the event. I talked to several people at that event. Andrew, I believe, maybe called the police on himself, and that's just me. I'm just putting it together because the police officer did show up, Officer McGregor, and he told Andrew, I guess, in Andrew's video stated that you should file a cease and desist. I also talked to Officer McGregor and made him aware of some of the comments and the rhetoric that Andrew uses, and Officer McGregor told me that you had every right to be out there that day, expressing your First Amendment right. You didn't make any threats of bodily harm to anybody. You didn't make any threats you were simply, recording in public at a public event. And that's why I stated in my rebuttal in his email that Officer McGregor told me that I had every right to be out there. This is a First Amendment issue.
Okay, let's keep moving then. So
all right.
That gets us through that incident, right?
Yeah. So on December 1st, petitioner, open carry of the officer explained. Petitioner walks away. However, the respondent follows and continues to question the petitioner. So Andrew did send me, you have an exhibit, the cease and desist. Now, as far as cease and desist, I would take it upon the notion that in the definition of cease and desist that the person filing the cease and desist would cease and desist themselves, that they would not follow through and continue to exhibit actions that they're claiming someone else is doing. Okay. So via his YouTube channel, again, this is just one. He usually takes one video and posted it to all of his social media platforms. But the following day, December 2nd, he posts, "Are cops letting fascist Gary Snow get away with Florida State Statute 871.01 willfully interrupts a legal assembly?" So this is after he sent me the cease and desist. He continued to post online. This is December 2nd. December 3rd, "Are cops letting fascist Gary Snow get away with Florida State Statute stalking harass?" December 3rd, "Trump fascist and fake cop." He thinks I'm a fake cop. "Gary Snow illegally slandering auditors. COPWATCH. We are doing nothing wrong." December 3rd, "Fascist and copsucker William Garrett Snow, a.k.a. Gary Snow, bio on being a dangerous provocateur." December 4th, "All the laws that Trump fascist cocksucker Gary Snow is breaking, harassing legal assembly." December 5th, "Trump fascist and copsucker Gary Snow said to contact him about auditors, but not if you like them." This is in reference to that form that I was passing out to law enforcement agencies. That was just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts that he made
And
in the span of...
Are you posting things about him during this time period?
I have 14 posts. So if he has those posts with the dates on them, he's more than welcome to present them.
Okay.
I'm going to just... Can I...
Do that as a composite exhibit?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. I think we're at Exhibit 9. But in the span of in the span of 3 days after he served me with the cease and desist, he posted several. And that's just on one of his social media platforms.
Now, when you're saying served you, basically he just walked up to you and said cease and desist. Or did he actually serve you?
He sent me an email.
Okay. Okay.
And said cease and desist.
Okay.
I mean, it continues from December 14th. "Fascist Trump cocksucker Gary Snow said COPWATCH made it so that we can't record him in the court." Because in Charlotte County, they have a state statute or a city statute where you're not allowed to film in government buildings because of the First Amendment auditor activities, like Ian McGuire and Andrew Sheets. December 18th, "White racist Trump fascist Gary Snow illegally violating free speech again."
Okay. Just count up how many you have and let's put those in as a composite.
1, 2, 3, 4. "Freedom was planted 62 times. Cops died from COVID-19 while policing for profit. It's called karma, bitch." Sorry, excuse my language, but this is what he means by freedom is planted.
Yeah, that's relevant to the actual petition. That particular.
Does he reference you in that one?
Does he reference me? My name is tagged in every one of his videos.
So you tagged him up there.
I can pull it up. It's tagged in every single one of his videos. At the bottom of his link, it says William Gary Snow.
When you say tagged, I don't know what that means.
If you put the name of if you put someone's name at the bottom of the description, if someone, tries to do a Google search, it'll bring that up because you tagged that person's name.
Oh, so if somebody
I'll leave that
Googled
one
you,
out.
it would show up?
You know what? I'll leave that one out. We don't even have to do the...
But that means if I did a Google search of you, all these would come up? Is that what you mean by tagging?
Well, yeah, so in the description, in the YouTube video, when you post, it asks you can post a description of what this video is about.
Okay.
And at the bottom, he'll tag people like Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL, Kenneth Hill, Ken Hill. He'll post, he'll just tag names so that when people do a search, that name gets associated with that post.
Okay.
I mean, I can lump this in that exhibit as well. These are all the ones from December that go to January 20th.
All right.
I'm going to leave that. I mean, I can go through, but basically, those are just, and I mean, just recently, again, he said that he found 14 videos about me. I posted about him on mine. I just looked. He just started a TikTok, which is kind of a newer app. He just started it recently. He's got several 77,000 followers. I just printed this out this morning. In the span of five days, he posted 42 posts about me. He took a lot of the videos from my Chicago Code Blue page, and each one, and this is under his sheetsforsheriff.com, is his TikTok page. Each one is the same. Gary Snow, a racist white Trump supporter harassing George Floyd at protest. Gary Snow, a white racist Trump supporter harassing. Gary Snow, a racist white Trump supporter. This is after he sent me the email to cease and desist. Okay. And this is just on one platform. They had to, if I see something very bad, I'll report it and they'll take it down. They did one video and they put it, they kind of hit it a little bit, but basically he said on 6/28 of this year, I attended the Back the Blue rally that he was talking about. He posted the video, "Watch Gary So suck cop's penis so hard it will make your ears bleed, Trump fascist." This is what Andrew posted on the 6/28. William Garrett Snow teaching you how to kill Black Lives Matter people at a protest.
Okay.
To me,
we'll do that as a composite exhibit.
If you want to see all those, I don't know if it's that exhibit. But there's 40 some odd posts, and that's just on his TikTok, and that's, it's hard for me to keep track. I can't find every social media platform that he has, but it's hard for me to keep up with.
All right, well, let's move on then.
All right, so that was the incident that happened at the pier. I did record him. He sent me the cease and desist. He continued to cyber stalk me or do his reporting online afterwards. Following the situation, the petitioner sends an email requesting the respondent cease and desist. On May 9th, the respondent stood adjacent to the petitioner's home located. So basically, broken the picture, took of law enforcement, harassment. Respondent, home located at his address, interviewing a neighbor. This interview took place while viewing the petitioner's home. The respondent continued to ask the neighbor about the petitioner, what allies of the neighborhood. The petitioner perceived this as an attempt to collect information in a case, a future harm. Additionally, this neighbor previously had an issue with Mr. Sheets, thus reopening the resolved issue. He's stating that I reached out to the neighbor on this date and reopened an old issue, which is the stalking injunction charge that he filed on his neighbor. The only reason, and that was May 9th, the only reason why I reached out to his neighbor was because on April 3rd, which is 10 days prior, Andrew posted on My Nightmare Neighbors, his YouTube channel, "Is Matthew Smith of Flower Road stalking again for Charlotte County Sheriff?" This was the screenshot that he posted of his neighbor. It's Michael Smith and his wife, Evangeline Smith. Is Michael Smith on Flower Road stalking again? In the video clip, it was a picture of the neighbor's two young underage children that were walking down Flower Road with fishing poles. They went somewhere to go fishing. And since they walked by Andrew's house, he considered that as Michael Smith was starting to stalk him again. And I reached out to Michael Smith that day and said, because now I knew the name of his neighbor, I reached out to his wife via Facebook and said, "Do you know that Andrew posted pictures of your children walking down the street and said that you're stalking him again?" And they said no. And I made them aware of it, and I asked them, I said, "Do you mind if can I interview you?" Because Andrew did file a stalking injunction. This was in 2013. And Andrew himself stated that this is what started his cop watching career, this injunction that was served on his neighbor. So I went over and I did a couple interviews. This is why my truck was in his neighborhood, because I was conducting interviews with his neighbor on his neighbor's property. I've never once stepped anywhere onto Andrew's property. The neighbor did give me all the paperwork to their injunction case, which was eventually dismissed because of the lack of evidence was insufficient. So this is, in this document it says that on May 9th, I was out there by his house, and I was reopening a case. I was out there because Andrew himself reopened up a case stating he claimed that his neighbor was re-stalking him because his neighbor's children walked by his house.
Okay.
So I was doing an interview as an investigative journalist, and basically that's why I was there. I was on a public street filming in public, which is perfectly legal.
Okay. Do you want to show those and then let those...
I also, on here, wanted to show that on July 16th of 2019, Andrew posted on his Nightmare Neighbors, COPWATCH asked fake auditor Ian McGuire's neighbors if he was a psycho. Gary Snow was there. So on July 16th, when Ian McGuire went to jail, Andrew himself went to the neighbors of Ian McGuire and interviewed the neighbors. So I just basically did the same thing Andrew did to Ian McGuire. I went and interviewed his neighbors and asked, what kind of interactions did you have with your, Andrew, and trying to get an understanding of what made him start COPWATCH. And Andrew himself stated that since he lost that case with Charlotte County, that there was some kind of tyranny in Charlotte County, and that the police were working against him, and this is why he lost this case. And that basically started the whole COPWATCH First Amendment auditing with Andrew Sheets. And I just wanted to kind of figure that out.
Hey, can I stop you again? Can I stop you for just a moment? Let them look through those exhibits. Can we call that last case then?
Hinson v. Shackelford.
We're extending it for hearing. We're extending it for hearing, not for dismissal, right?
Correct, yeah. And then I forgot one thing.
Sir, if you could just stand up here, if you don't mind. All right. Counsel, if you could go ahead. This is on Hinson versus Shackelford.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your client is Alexis?
Yes, Your Honor.
And your name is? Myron. Okay. Did you get a chance to speak with Myron Shackelford?
Your Honor, we did have that opportunity to speak, and we do have an agreement.
And what are the terms of the agreement?
The agreement is we agreed to a 6-month injunction.
Okay.
Injunction, 6 months.
At the June 5th Black Lives Matter rally, that I said that Andrew wanted to rape my daughter. I've never said that. Andrew says he has video of it. If there is, please show it. I've never said that Andrew wanted to, what this video is about.
Okay.
And at the bottom, he'll tag people like Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL, Kenneth Hill, Ken Hill.
It's Mommy, and that's, I don't know why that got it.
Should I throw this one away?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're closing in on the dates here.
So, real quick, that was on May 9th. I would like to also submit on May 14th, May 15th, May 17th, May 18th, and May 23rd, he continued to post. I posted a little bit of the interview that I did with his neighbor. He, had a rebuttal to stalker Gary Snow and Matthew Smith's lies. Is Charlotte County Sheriff paying provocateur? Now he's starting to wonder if I'm being paid to be a freelance journalist and going out there and doing my own investigation. Is Charlotte County Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL paying Gary Snow? stalkers, Matthew Smith lies, defamation, more lies. I've never stated one thing that was not true, that wasn't in a court document, or anything that did not come out of Andrew's mouth. I've never lied about anything. I basically reposted or resaid the words that have come out of Andrew's mouth. I've never claimed him to be anything that that fills the phone.
Okay, counsel, you have the other exhibit?
Correct. We are not objecting to the first two screen captures of the social media data being admitted. However, we are objecting to the deferring and notice of protection being admitted into the record. Although the documents allude to an issue, it never said whether or not it was an injunction or a personal issue between the parties.
I'm sorry, because the printer's running. Okay, that's a court document, so I could take judicial notice of. Okay.
But I just want to put the objection on the record.
But if you could state your objection on the record again, because I didn't hear it.
So just to move on, I mean, again, this is after a cease. I'm sorry, just am I supposed to
I
start?
got to put the objection on the record.
Why wouldn't you want this to be admitted?
Your Honor, I said I was objecting based on irrelevance. The issue that we discussed was a personal issue between two neighbors. The injunction was never actually mentioned in the petition, so I'm objecting on that relevant issue. But I understand that Your Honor can take judicial notice of that document because it is a court document.
All right, very good. Then the court will take judicial notice of the court document in file 13587DV. Because the issue of Matthew Smith has been brought up in the petitioner's
Right. And it's just to show that, he did file an injunction on somebody else, and within 6 to 8 days it was dismissed because of lack of evidence.
Okay. All right, so then why don't we finish up with the flyers being thrown in the yard?
Well, I wanted to move on real quick because my biggest thing is he said that I threatened him about an alligator pit 10 days later after this.
Please address that.
Yes. So basically, I'm from Chicago. I've never seen alligators in Chicago before. I was working at a job out in Immokalee, and there was an alligator pit, and I did pull over and took a video. And as a satire post, I said, Gary Snow, here's my actual post. I said, need to get rid of a body, come on down to one of Florida's gator pits. Hashtag Florida Wildlife. It was a satirical post. There was 28 comments. All 28 comments are in these pages. There's not a mention of Andrew's name anywhere in any of these comments. His name never came up in the post. There wasn't a post made before or after this about Andrew being harmed by some kind of alligator. This was strictly, but he posted on May 22nd, Gary Snow shows you where you can kill someone in a Florida alligator pit. It was a satirical post, and if you read the comments, people are, making fun of it. It's,
okay.
Again, I give the location of it because it's out in the middle of Immokalee, and again, there was 30 alligators in a pit because it's almost the Everglades. I've never seen that before, so it was a satirical post.
Okay.
On June 5th, Mr. Sheets attended a protest at George Floyd in Punta Gorda. As a freelance journalist, I also was attending, and as a supporter of our law enforcement, I was attending the Black Lives Matter protests that were happening in Fort Myers. I have posts from May 31st. I attended the Black Lives Matter protest in Fort Myers at the old Lee County Courthouse. On June 1st, I attended the candlelight vigil for George Floyd in front of the Fort Myers Police Department. On June 3rd, I attended Day 5 of George Floyd protest in Fort Myers. June 4th, I attended the 5th day of a peaceful protest for George Floyd. I basically was out there documenting as a freelance journalist the protests that were happening in the wake of the George Floyd incident. So I was doing this 5 to 6 days prior to June 5th. On June 5th, I was made aware that morning Andrew did file to become a candidate for Charlotte County Sheriff. And I did make a post that said Andrew Sheets runs for Charlotte County Sheriff. I tried to get an interview with him at the Black Lives Matter. I didn't expect him to be there. I wasn't expecting to see him there. I did see him there, and I wanted to interview him since he now is a public figure, a candidate for Charlotte County Sheriff. I wanted to interview him again at a public event and ask him, basically some more questions about, the certain things that he says. This is just evidence that, I didn't pick June 5th to show up at a Black Lives Matter protest to confront him. I was attending several. But basically the worst thing, on May 23rd, Andrew Sheets and his attorney did state that Andrew Sheets did post my name and address. He posted it to YouTube. I contacted YouTube and they took all the videos down. He did repost it and redacted the name and address, but had the same video. But he has several Facebook pages, Sheets for Sheriff, and the video is still up on Sheets for Sheriff if you need to file charges against Gary Snow for his. He has aerial shots of my house, the actual address of my house, my girlfriend's name. We both rent this house. My girlfriend's name with the address of my house. Pictures of me, my girlfriend, her dead mother, and my underage daughter are in this video with the address to my house. Pictures of me, my girlfriend, and my underage daughter with the address to my house on this video. Pictures of me and my underage daughter in this video of him giving people the address to my house. And in this video, which he posted on May 23rd, he explicitly says, now that you have his address, you can do what you got to do. Now, as a father of a young woman, I took that as a threat. When you publicly dox somebody, when you publicly post your information, that falls into cyber stalking. When you post information with images of my underage daughter to YouTube, to Facebook, I had people calling me saying it's on Pinterest. I took that as it bothered me. I didn't react to it. When I seen him 6 days later on the 5th, I didn't assault him. I didn't violently confront him. I merely did the same thing I did at the Naples Pier. I interviewed him and asked him, would you mind asking me why you posted images of my underage daughter on your YouTube channel with my address? And he continued to walk away. He asked a couple of the sheriff's deputies that were there, and can you please ask him to leave me alone? And then again said that those deputies, the Charlotte County Sheriff's Department, is paying me to harass him, which is a complete lie. There's no evidence of any, department. I would like to play that video, if you don't mind, and you can hear his own words where he says, you can do what you got to do now that you have his address.
There's that clip of documents right there. Yeah. And there's another one, yeah.
So, we just thought we'd...
Again, that was several days before I met him and tried to interview him at nowhere did I ever say at the June 5th Black Lives Matter rally that I said that Andrew wanted to rape my daughter. I've never said that. Andrew says he has video of it. If there is, please show it. I've never said that Andrew wanted to, rape my daughter. I've never said that. I asked him, why did you post my address with images of my daughter and tell people that, now you can do what you have to do. He posted images of my mother. He said, "There's mommy." Posted images of my daughter, me, my girlfriend. Again, my phone number. You can watch.
Is that something you're going to show?
You file lawsuit, stalking charges, all the information is there. Like I said, it started with doing a reverse lookup with this number that he called me, and that's where today's search started. So we did some looking on the site to make sure it's him, and that's him. And so there they are. There's the page. That's mommy. And that's, I don't know why that got it. Wow, I have no idea why that's there. But anyways, so there you go. If you're having problems like I am, he is stalking a shitload of people. He's fucked with people.
Sorry, he gets very vulgar in his videos. If I can get to the.
Go ahead and play the. Go ahead and play the entire video.
Do you want me to play the entire
Sure.
video?
What pictures are being shown? Are the pictures being shown? Okay.
And I was reminded by a friend of mine that in order to file stalking charges, harassing charges, defamation charges, slander charges, all that happy crap against my stalker, Gary Snow, you have to have an address. And he actually reminded me of it in one of his videos today where he was lies, slander, etc. You know, here's a sad channel, you know, people that fight corruption, he thinks are bad, which is fucking really stupid. He's a Trump fascist. He was out today with the vote being a Trump fascist and cocksucking fascist. And it was reminding me, like I said, that in a video, we had the hardest time finding this guy, and we found him. I forgot. He freaking sent me a message. He tried to call me. So we have his number. I have given him a cease and desist. He did respond to this, and he responded to an email, so he does have it. But this is all public documents, and yeah, we come to find out that how did we find that out? We found that out because we did a reverse lookup for his phone number. And it's all under, well, I don't know what she is, I don't know if it's wife, girlfriend, whatever, but it's all under her name. And so all the addresses match, and you know, you got the address there. And so as you saw, we got quite a bit of information today from that. It was an interesting one. So what happened is that led to the Lee County tax rolls, and sure enough, they're either buying or renting under PNC browser. But when I knew I had it right, this is when I knew I had it right. I found this, and there's a Trump sign. And then I found this photo, the area photo, because the government loves to take pictures of your house. I mean, so they can get you on code Nazi shit, whatever, it doesn't matter. But guess what's there? He is a contractor for doing fiber optics. And I was telling a friend of mine, this is weird, my cameras for months have been picking up a fiber optic truck in my neighborhood. I said, wouldn't that be weird if that's Gary Snow? Because we don't have fiber in the neighborhood. And then, holy shit, wow, yeah, that's him. So it is verified, that is Gary Snow's address, that's how you look him up. With that phone number, reverse lookup, or go to, like I said, Lee County Records. There's the truck right there. That's the fiber optic truck. I'm not sure how he has this there, because in Cape Coral, you're not supposed to have a business truck in Cape Coral, because it's a police state. Yeah, that truck was there, and the Trump sign wasn't there. Something about graduation day.
He's actually inciting my old stalker, Matthew Smith, and that's them. And there's his buddy, Bill PRUMMELL, who's a felon, third-degree felony for having illegal list of gun owners and illegally profiling them. But, yeah, there it is. There's all the names. You can go to white pages and get all this information. It's public record. So if you file a lawsuit, stalking charges, all the information is there. Like I said, it started with doing a reverse lookup with this number that he called me. And that's where today's search started. So we did some looking on the site to make sure it's him, and that's him. And so there they are. There's the page. That's mommy. And that's, I don't know why that got it. Wow, I have no idea why that's there. But anyways, so there you go. If you're having problems like I am, he is stalking a shitload of people. He's fucked with people across the nation. There's a huge biography page by Phillips and Hunt. Just type in Garrett Snow, or his real name, William Garrett Snow. And there's a huge page with all of his information. And yeah, it's done. Also, by the way, apparently he doesn't know what stalking is, and willful, malicious, repeated following and harassing another with credible threats with the intent to place person in reasonable fear of death, bodily injury, willfully, maliciously, repeatedly follows or harasses a minor under 16, or at the injunction for protection, court, or prohibition conduct, knowingly, willfully, maliciously, repeatedly follows or harasses another person. I think that sounds like Garrett Snow. It actually sounds like Ian McGuire, but Garrett Snow has surpassed Ian McGuire. So, yes, all this information is public knowledge. So if you need to do what you got to do, you now have the address. It is public knowledge, and I will post the quick video, which we did verify. It is real deal. That is him. Fiber optics work truck is right up front. So remember what a funny fellow said, take a goddamn cooking bag or a frog in a pot, and the water's gone. Get the hell out and fight stupid freaking cop-sucking, oh my god, idiots like this that don't know what freedom is. Real freedom is.
So he did come to my house and record.
Is that pretty much the end?
It just shows him drive by. He does get out and walk up to the truck. He walks up to the front of the house.
Okay.
He drives by. No, his videos, they get lengthy because they start to repeat old things. There's me going around. His neighbor lives right behind him. So, again, I was talking to Matthew Smith several times. Matthew was also getting me in contact with some of the other neighbors in the neighborhood. Here's Andrew getting out and walking up to the house. Again, what I stated, his YouTube channel, My Nightmare's Neighbor, has over 8,000 videos. You can just go through each of these videos. Each one's 15-second clips of he thinks his entire neighborhood is stalking him. There's 8,000 videos of him thinking that his entire neighborhood is stalking him. People are walking by with a dog. He says that it's Sheriff Bill PRUMMELL. If a cop car drives by, which is just on duty during doing their job, he says that Bill PRUMMELL is using his officers to stalk him. Andrew literally thinks everybody in his neighborhood or everybody in Charlotte County is stalking him. He has 8,000 videos plus of him being very paranoid and thinking that everybody is stalking him.
Well, I think we do.
So here's me and his neighbor on the public street. This was on the date. I was talking to his neighbor, and I posted a video of me. There's me on the corner. I didn't go into the front of Andrew's house. Matthew lives on that street. But basically, you know, I can even show you the video. I just asked him about the court case, asked him about his interactions with Andrew, what started COPWATCH.
Okay. Sir, we're going to have to, let me see if the attorney wants to ask you any questions.
Sure.
I have another docket that starts in about 10 minutes.
I mean, yeah, there's just, I mean,
I think you've covered.
One more. After he posted that on, I forgot what date, I'd said that he had posted that image. I think it was on the 29th, a couple days before June 5th. On June 5th, out of Fort Myers, somebody mailed me something. I received this on the 8th, I believe. I did go to the Charlotte County Sheriff's Department on the 6th and filed an incident report about Andrew coming to my house, Andrew posting my information, posting images of my daughter. I did a public records request. It's all redacted because it's under investigation right now. So he is currently under investigation for posting, doxing images of my daughter and my address and everything online. 8 days later, somebody with no return address mailed me a swastika to my house. The only person that calls me a Nazi is Andrew. Nobody else calls me a racist, fascist, Nazi. I'm not going to turn this in for fingerprints and all that good stuff because I myself made myself a public figure, so I understand that there's going to be people who want to criticize me for what I do and what I support. But again, I've never posted Andrew's name or address publicly and told people that, you know, you can do what you got to do and then have anonymous things mailed to my house like swastikas.
Did you want to introduce that into evidence?
Please, if you don't mind.
Okay. We'll take those two. All right, let me just say, counsel, do you want to question the witness?
So the report that you're handing in for evidence, does it have Andrew's name anywhere on it?
It's redacted.
Is his name on the document that was submitted?
No. I can give you the case number and the deputy that I filed it with, and if you would like, you can look up the case number.
You have a YouTube page called People's Pictures, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have several videos. Most of the videos on your actual YouTube page are about housing cop watchers or Andrew Chief, correct?
They also cover me. I support my President Donald Trump, so there's some videos of me being an activist as far as going to Trump rallies, Trump protests, and you know, there's also a video which I recently posted, which Andrew, well,
all right.
well, real quick, Andrew posted, William Snow is teaching you how to kill black people. I posted a satire video. Recently, a young lady posted a video explaining that if a car drives into a protest, that you can take a window cracker and break the window, and you can use it also as a seatbelt cutter, and you can remove that person from that car. I made a satire video where I made a rebuttal and said, well, in Florida you have the right to stand your ground, and you also have the right to conceal and carry. So I made a video and saying that if anybody tries to remove you from your car, you have the legal right to defend yourself with a firearm. I never said that I wanted to kill black people. Never said that I wanted to shoot Andrew or any other black person. But yet Andrew posted really big on June 8th, 3 days after the Black Lives Matter protest, Gary Snow on Facebook teaching you how to kill Black Lives Matter.
Okay. Ask the question again.
The page that you created, the People's Patriot.
Yes.
Most of your videos are either about First Amendment auditors or Andrew Chief, correct?
You said that there's 14 videos.
No, I said that there were actually 18. There are 21 videos total.
Okay.
On Facebook and your YouTube.
Right.
So
and
could
you
you
did a 4-part series
Yeah.
on the People's Patriot specifically about Andrew Chief, outside of the other videos that you created.
Yeah, it was my investigation with Matthew Smith.
One of the videos that you did on your page, you also called Florida Fish and Wildlife, also
Yes.
known as FWC, And you did a report on Mr. Sheets, correct?
No, I called Florida Fish and Wildlife to ask them if there was a current investigation into Andrew Sheets, and they confirmed that there was.
And there was also a video that you posted of Mr. Sheets' backyard, correct?
There was a video. I was on Matthew Smith's side on his property. Andrew has a Save-A-Heart trap sitting on top of Matthew Smith's property line in Andrews, and a video camera recording that trap. I recorded on Matthew Smith's side the image of that rat trap, just in case Florida Fish and Wildlife needed any more evidence. People have reported Andrew. My girlfriend, she's an advocate for animals, reported Andrew. He's using rat traps to kill birds and certain animals, which is against Florida state statute for migratory birds. So there's an actual open investigation with Fish and Game into it. Yeah.
I'm going to play the video of that I'm discussing for her. Before I finish, it said you started the video by saying that I reported.
Well, yeah, I did make a report.
No, this was an individual that was trapping birds and other animals in his backyard with rat traps, and he was recording it and posting it to YouTube. And it was, again, I believe it was a violation of the Migratory Bird Act because he was killing and maiming certain birds that are in that Migration Act. Right. That number? I don't have an incident number. Last time I called, they just taken they asked me for my phone number. I think they were able to look up the report via my phone number. Alright, we'll get the number. So the report that I submitted about that individual, it shows that there still is an ongoing investigation into him. The investigation is still ongoing. Yeah, all of them. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're welcome.
You don't like Mr. Sheets, correct?
We don't agree. I don't know him enough to dislike him or like him personally. We just don't agree basically on who we support or our ideologies. I know he voted for Donald Trump, but I think his politics might have changed. But I don't know him well enough to know him personally. I just know his YouTube persona.
I don't have any additional questions.
Okay.
So, I mean, in response, you know...
I don't think you need to respond. Yeah. Okay. Council, any comments? I mean, the first judge that reviewed this, if I'm looking at the file correctly, said there wasn't enough evidence to issue a temporary injunction. Do you agree with that? Okay. And if you...
Just one.
I didn't notarize it.
Well, okay. Anyway, after hearing a pretty extended hearing on the matter, I'm also finding that based on the evidence presented, that there's no appearance of an immediate and danger of becoming a victim of domestic violence, repeat dating, or sexual violence, stalking, or that any stalking exists. Therefore, there's not a sufficient factual basis upon which the court can enter an injunction. So I'm going to enter an order of dismissal of the order setting the hearing for protection against stalking. There's just not enough evidence to support it.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right?
Now, just so you be aware, you're going to be the next YouTube star. because what you just done.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.